think I want you right now. Tell the DJ to turn the lights down.
Timbaland is corny because
I just wanted to come up here to tell y'all how Timbaland embarrassed the fuck out of me.
Timbaland is a fucking weirdo club.
Where AI is rewriting music, one of hip-hop's most iconic producers is now at the center of a digital scandal. Was it a masterclass in innovation or a betrayal of trust? This is the rise and fallout of Timbaland's AI empire.
Of me. Ooh, no, baby, please don't go.
Hey, don't go. How old are you? How old are you?
Old enough to be a backup singer.
I like how you said that. And guess what? You applied for the job. You have made it. Because if you say I like that. So you knew your position, a backup singer. And you know what? I'm going to follow you just for that. I know some people. I
appreciate that.
I'm glad you said that. Mariah, the backup singer. You know what? Sing it, girl. Sing it, mama.
You can dust it off and try again. Puedes cantar otra vez.
Goodbye.
Timbaland is a name that echoes through every era of modern R&B and hip-hop. The genius behind Aaliyah's futuristic sound, the architect of Justin Timberlake's solo career, from Missy Elliott to Jay-Z, his production shaped an entire generation. Everybody who were 70s babies, 80s babies, and even 90s babies, we all enjoyed Timbaland's music. I remember I was a kid hearing some of his most iconic songs. I was too young to quite understand, but I was old enough to know that Timbaland was one of the best in the game. He's known for his genre-bending beats, robotic rhythms, and he's always been ahead of the curve. But when he started hosting talent shows on TikTok, fans were surprised to see him pivot from hitmaker to gatekeeper.
Look, y'all ain't gonna never get a better show. Hey, tell the people again.
Hey, do you know about the pre-send link in Timbaland's bio? If you do not know about it, go check it out. Pre-send your music so we can get it in the best quality. If you do not pre-send your music, we cannot defend your music because it probably sounds terrible coming through that phone. We get it right here on this computer. Check out the link in Timbaland's bio. And
you can also say, you know, because I do, like, you see how I be scrolling and I go by the picture. So you say, pick me. But when you get into the HOB lane, you get to get picked. You understand? But as long as you're on this, you going by the wick of the draw. Like a lottery ticket. You hear me?
I have you howling in the dark, like all in home, howling in the dark, like I was your no.
I like the harmonies.
A legend, giving the next generation their shot. Some people believed this would be their one and only shot at success because who other than Timbaland to help them take their career to the next level?
Scroll past me. I have something extremely important to tell you. So my name is Ava. I'm a singer-songwriter and I entered last month Timbaland, the one and only Timbaland, his talent show, contest, competition, and we're currently in the semi-quarter round. I have been working 2 years on getting a project/album together.
How y'all doing?
What's up, girl? Where you from?
I'm from Houston, Texas. I'm Driz, the CEO. Yeah, I'm ready to just get it started. We've been out here. We ready.
Look, hey, it's coming from the heart. I got people that's been neglected.
If I let this go, you can't tell nobody.
Then came the switch. Timbaland unveiled an AI-generated artist, a digital vocalist created with machine learning. It looked like a creative breakthrough. But for many fans, that moment landed like a gut punch because behind the scenes, the so-called talent shows was starting to look more like data farms.
So I need to speak on this situation with Timbaland taking K Fresh beat and remixing it into Suno and making something completely different out of it, right? That shit is weak. That's nasty work. But I'm seeing a lot of producers focusing on the beat, not realizing it wasn't just the beat that he stole. It was the freestyle that Cred 13, shout out to her, a dope lyricist. It was her lyrics that he also stole too. Watch.
Remember this right here.
I don't write verses for fun. We've been out working for crumbs. Till the seeds we plant and pay my fees on the first of the month.
Now watch what he does in Suno with her verse.
I don't write verses for fun. We've been out working for crumbs.
That nigga Timbaland siphoned all of y'all creative energy, all y'all ideas, y'all's flows, y'all's personality, and everything behind just sending your submission on my live. And he did all of that and programmed a motherfucking AI artist that he signed to his new AI label. That nigga full on Destiny swapped with all of y'all, and I don't feel bad.
I actually started, writing my own songs, and everything I do is like based off of emotions. I see that he does like these lives. He gets on TikTok, he does these lives, and it's basically he wants to hear people's music. So I've been thinking, people would really be either sending him beats or sending him their music, like letting him hear what they got or whatever. So it was one for $75 and it was one for $10. The $75 one gets you 3 songs played guaranteed, and then the $10 one, you can send in 2 songs, but it's chosen at random. So it's not really a given that you're going to get played that same night. So I did the $75 one. I sent in 3 songs that I felt like, were pretty good. So they're playing my songs, right? And he just skips past the first one. Like, I guess, they're listening to the beat and he was just like, no, like my voice didn't even come on that shit at all. So he skipped that one. But like the Rod Wave and the 2C type feel, how they have like the samples in the beginning of the songs. So I didn't start singing right away, but he didn't even give it any time. You feel me? He was like, love the voice, not the song. And then that was it.
Welcome to the chat, baby.
What's up? Hey, respect to everybody here.
Hey, John, I respect you, bro. I respect. Hey, look, the reason I brought you here
because your post is crazy.
No. He didn't. We got it.
I mean it.
We got it. All right, we're gonna stand on it in this chat.
I mean everything about it, bro. I'm not double backing on it. Respect to your legacy, I would say. What I view this as right now is a betrayal to artists everywhere, bro. What you're doing is you're backdooring us. You got into a position of power, and instead of choosing to unionize and fight against this AI, which I'm not stupid. I use ChatGPT to script out screenplays, things like that. I use ChatGPT on a daily to think of content ideas, to do the menial task, the meaningless task that a robot should do. I'm a spiritual person, and I believe that artists all are tapped into a divine entity, right? When you go and you start creating and you allow some robot to come in and finish your song, you're cutting yourself off from the divine. And let me not even get that deep with it. What I think you're doing is you're doing something that's, in a sense, demonic, bro. And I know it sounds like I'm exaggerating, but it feels demonic. You're choosing to go against us all and put this robot, instead of signing an artist, instead of having someone who has a voice that you could put on your platform. All these motherfuckers you had on the live, all this cool shit you were doing, you choose to go in this direction.
John, did you just hear what I just did over there? I do that, John.
Hey, John.
And then you going by headlines, and I ain't do nothing. I ain't show you nothing. No, you going by headline. I ain't say nothing. That's why we up here. John, you saw a picture. Correct? You ain't hear no music. You ain't hear me play nothing. You ain't hear me. You don't even know what I'm building. You just went off because you don't like, you thinking I'm doing something with AI and you just upset. But you never asked me. You never asked me. Think about it, John. You know you're wrong. You never had a conversation with me. You just went off of a title. Everybody did.
Who posted it though? Who posted it?
Yeah, a guy, interviews, they're gonna make it look like something. We already knew this. We knew, but the conversation was to get this conversation of talking about AI. We're talking about something that people are not having a conversation about, and it's gonna leave us left behind if we don't figure out solutions.
For months, undiscovered singers poured their heart out on Timbaland's live streams. They thought they was being seen. Some were even reposted on his page. But now, many believe they were unknowingly feeding the machine. The voices, the style, the pitches, the riff, all possibly analyzed to program a new generation of synthetic sound. And the outrage is very loud.
I am 32 years old. I am a musician myself. I have made videos on this very platform titled My Production DNA. And Timbaland was the first one I made, proudly, happily, etc. Now, at this point, I was already hip to sort of his strange online behavior. But nothing as egregious as the AI video he posted yesterday. Obviously, people who don't pay attention like I do, who wouldn't go to Don Cannon's TikTok to watch a beat breakdown, just assume that Promiscuous is produced by Timbaland and it's produced by Danger.
An artist who goes by the name of Ryan Wild didn't hold her tongue. She dropped a diss track directly calling out Timbaland's use of AI and questioned the ethics behind his TikTok talent search.
It was his response to Sarah, someone that, the girls in music is just my folk. Even when we don't know each other, that's just my people, especially the women who produce. Like, yeah, we ride at dawn for all my girls that produce. So basically, I saw Timbaland's response to her. She was basically shedding light like, do y'all think Timbaland is using y'all song submissions and programming his AI? Because, that's suspicious. That's what it's giving. And he commented, nah, don't forget who I am. Bro, the tone, the sass, I was like, hell no. So that's why I made that video like, ew. It was just giving ick. It was like, bro, do we know who you are? Yeah, you are washed, corny, a thief. More and more people are being exposed in the music industry.
Timbo responded with heat, calling her music trash, telling her to take off her Aaliyah shirt, and lashing out in the comments. I mean, this man was crashing out in her comments.
Timbaland in my comments. We losing rights every day. Timbaland in my comments.
Make you pray the Lord out of me. Lord, Timbaland in my comments. Thank you.
In this involved, you can't speak on music no more. You co-signing Pinky Dog.
Picture me going under the knife, getting sliced up for likes, risking losing my life. Picture me, kept it real, kept it raw, kept my foot on their jaws, made it out after all, turned my pain into entertainment.
It didn't sit right with anybody, especially those who were already questioning his motive, because there were people questioning his motive before he even introduced the AI artist. Now, me personally, I saw his talent shows, and I thought he was kind of rude to a lot of the guests, to be quite honest. But I didn't tune into every single talent show. I saw about 3 or 4 of them, and I kept it moving. It was just something about his spirit that wasn't sitting right with me. Then, when I heard he was introducing an AI artist, something just hit me like a light bulb. I said, wait a minute. He just dropped a track back in May with Aaliyah and Tank. I don't know if y'all heard it, but it was called Gone. So when I heard the song, as a #1 Aaliyah fan, baby, I love Aaliyah down. I love her real bad. I used to have her pictures all over my wall. And when they released this new song from Aaliyah featuring Tank, my immediate thought was, this don't sound like her.
Can you sit down, take some time?
This sound like AI. And apparently a lot of other people felt the same way I did, because as soon as Tank dropped that song, everybody was in the comments saying, this sounds AI generated. And Tank tried to assure everybody that it wasn't. But I knew that Timbaland was behind it and he had something to do with it. I hated the song so much that I forgot about it. In fact, I forgot about the song until this whole AI scandal came about. Then I started putting 2 and 2 together. And you know the song had to be trashed because pretty much everybody forgot about the song. It was playing all over the radios in May, and here it is June, and nobody's playing the song anymore. But now I'm starting to connect all the dots. This is crazy. This story isn't just about Timbaland. It's about a music industry experimenting with digital resurrections and voice clones, often without the consent or transparency. Y'all remember when Drake tried to drop that AI Tupac sound? And a lot of people tried to drop a lot of AI Tupac. And if we're being honest, I heard AI Tupac before AI was even a thing. Over the years, so many people have tried to recreate Tupac's sound and his voice. Now, I'm not against AI. I use chat on a daily. It helps me organize my work. It helps me organize the flow of things. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of channels who do the same thing that I do, but they use AI voices and they get hundreds and thousands of views. It was very frustrating to me hearing these AI channels getting all of this recognition when it's creators like myself who actually put the time, effort, and work in. So I thought about switching over to an AI voice until y'all left comments supporting me, letting me know how much you love my content. And somebody even left a comment telling me that they appreciate the fact that I'm not an AI voice. So because of that, I've decided to stay authentic so my supporters know who I am. But again, I'm not against AI. The problem comes in when you're trying to feed us AI music. See, music is something different. Music is something that's supposed to touch the soul. You can't touch the soul with soulless music. AI has been around long before we had access to it. It's been around. It's not going anywhere. These officials, they've been using it in our faces long before we even realized. So I'm not saying get rid of AI. I want my people to get hip, and I want us to use it to our advantage. Use it to create lesson plans, meal plans, cartoons, whatever you need to do, right? But it's a way to use it. And in my honest opinion, music ain't one of them, and it never will be. Trying to replace people is never going to happen, no matter how hard they try. Is AI just a tool, or is it the death of authenticity? Timbaland gave us classics, but his latest move has split the culture. Was it evolutionary or was it exploitation? One thing is clear, artists are waking up, and the future of music will never sound the same. Y'all drop it in the comments. Was this AI wave a betrayal, or do you think it's going to be the next big wave? I already gave y'all my opinion, but I would love to hear y'all's. So like, subscribe, stay tapped in for more stories, and I'll catch y'all next time. It's your girl, Receipts with Rel.